Thursday again, your favorite day of the week. No, wait, your favorite day of the week is Friday, I would say. Or maybe Thursday as well, or maybe any other day of the week. I'm sure that for different reasons, we have different days that we like. I do like Thursday because I get to do this video for you, and then I get to see all of the comments. So I do love interacting with you, so do feel free to ask questions, because I like nothing more than to help all of our Mimi makers with any sewing questions. I think you already guessed it. You're like, what is she wearing? And not gonna lie, didn't make this one. One of our other talented sewists made it, but I just stole it yet again, because that's what I like to do. You know me. I love to wear his size clothes because he just makes beautiful things. And this is one of them because, hello, leopard. You know, it's year of leopard prints, and this one is just amazing. I absolutely love it. So this collection came in just in time because, let's face it, rainy season is just about to start, which is great. But we also want to look amazing while we enjoy some drizzling rain. So I'm going to show this off first before I tell you about this fabric. Look at this really amazing poncho. And I'm going to have to move these mannequins out of the way. I don't know if you can see all of it. So it's a really, really awesome poncho. And it has this side slit with buttons. Look, there's snap buttons that you can open and close it. And what other features does it have? Right here, we have the drawstring with the eyelets. And then she put a really nice lining in the hood. It has a wide sleeve, so even if you're wearing something bulky underneath, look at that. And it has a big pocket in front, so you can still put your essentials in there, or a pet. I don't know if you want to carry around a kitty cat. I feel like this looks like a kitty cat pocket. I think that would be awesome. I would just want a little cat here and then pet it all day. But anyways, for all of your essentials, car keys, whatever you need to put in there, has this in front, and I'll just show you the back as well. So now you're going to ask, Miriam, where are we going to get this pattern? I would love to tell you that we have this pattern, but this pattern is a PDF only pattern by the assembly line, and it is called the hoodie poncho. So you can always just go to the assembly line, buy the pattern, and then you can get the Shopee cup size, the A0 printed from us. You just go to our pattern printing page to see how that works, but we can ship those to you, fold it, or you can pick them up in store. We can do that for you. So now I want to tell you more about this raincoat fabric. So this is not like soft gel. Like, we all know soft gel and we all love soft gel, but this is a lot thinner, and this is 100% waterproof fabric. Like, nothing will go through that. And look at how fun the prints, like all of the prints are like this. So the main part of the fabric is like a matte, like kind of, it's like almost like a rubbery coating to it. And then the pattern is printed in the same color, but with a gloss. So they just put a gloss over it. So this leopard is like this glossy leopard. And this was so hard to photograph. I do realize that the picture of the fabric pictures only, and then the picture of the poncho itself, the colors look slightly different because it depends, like studio lighting and outside lighting make this look different. But nonetheless, this is absolutely beautiful. And then the inside of the fabric is really soft. So you can see that the base of this is like a knitted, it almost looks, it feels like a POL that you may have used before, but it's really soft. And now comes the best part, and I'm going to show you on one of these samples here. Ooh. And here I go destroying the whole display. I'm going to show you on these samples here what's the amazing part about this. So this is the soft fabric side, and then this is the coated side. And look at this. It is actually stretchy. How cool is that? So it has a two-way stretch to it, making a, so yeah, so you see no stretch this way, lots of stretch this way. How cool is that? So if you made splash pants or a jacket for little ones, then there's still enough movement for this. Other things you could make, backpacks. You could absolutely make backpacks and bags and other things out of this. If you're making bags out of this, I would recommend interfacing it to get rid of the stretch. Do make sure when you're interfacing something like this that you have to interface it on low heat, because you shouldn't be ironing this fabric because synthetics, we all know about that. But how cool is this? And there goes the next color here. This is like a mauve pink. I think no, I didn't list it as pink. I may have listed it as pink. We might want to review what I called the hearts color, because clearly I can't identify colors. This is more like a pale lilac. So you have the matte lilac, and then you have these little hearts on it. So that is one fabric. And this fabric is 1.50 meters wide. We just cut these strips to put them on our display because they're really massive rolls. So it makes it easier for people in the shop to see. So the little hearts here. I'm gonna get the next ones that fell on the floor. Of course, we have some dinosaurs. So we have these dinosaurs on the teal, and this one has a black backing. And again, lots of stretch in that. Then on this dark navy blue, we have polka dots. Look on this dark color. This really shows up nicely. So polka dots. And I'll just get all of the other ones off too while we're at it. This one I really love too. This is such a nice blue. This is almost like a periwinkle blue or a light sky blue. And it has these cute smiley faces on it. And then we have another polka dot in pink. Always gotta love the polka dots. Polka dots in pink. And then we have these 3 more. I guess I'll have to put them all back on the display afterwards. I promise I will. So there's another one of the dinosaurs with the in this army green. Then this is the one that I'm wearing, the leopard. And then last but not least, we have some sharks on this almost grayish steel blue. And all of them have that stretch to it. I do want to show you, and you're like, well, which jacket are we going to make? There are a couple of, and I have to say it again, European patterns out there. I have not found many in the English pattern world, but if you do know a good English pattern for a jacket like this, please feel free to add this in the comments for our other sewists to find. That would be absolutely amazing. One that I know for sure will work, I'm just gonna get it, from the Cutie magazine. This one right here. It does, however, I do have to say, it might not be super beginner friendly, this one, because there's a lot of bits and pieces that you might have to know already how to do. Hisai just sewed it the other day, but it's absolutely fantastic. And you know, we also all like a good challenge. So we have this one here on display out of the fabric that I think this one released 2 weeks ago. So that's this little jacket. How cute is this? So nice. And Hisai had to be extra fancy, and she finished everything with a serger, which you don't have to because this fabric doesn't fray. So you do not have to be extra fancy like Hisai. You can, like, look, this looks really nice when there is no edging like this on it. And it has the little zipper. Let me zip that up for you so that you can see. Bloop. How cute is this? Just like a little raincoat. And yeah, out of these fabrics, this one is, I never noticed that this one's stretchy too. So that's the one that released recently, plus the purple one, and then we still have a couple from last year with the lemons, and I think there's like another fruit. So all of these, I think they were just, people were not familiar with it, so we will be sending out swatches for you as well. For this fabric, because it has this rubbery kind of, almost rubbery texture, I would recommend using a Teflon foot or a roller foot if you have it. It's just gonna go much easier this way. Also, potentially a Teflon, is it the Teflon needle or like or is it called super nonstick? I think it's called super nonstick, or vinyl needle. Yeah, these ones, or the right here. No, this one. Yeah. So one of these. There's the super universal that comes in different sizes, and then there's the vinyl needle, which is called super nonstick, which essentially the coating on them, see how they're black? So the coating on them is the same for these, just the vinyl is a little sharper than the universal. So personally, which one would I choose? I would probably choose the super non-stick vinyl needles because they're a little bit sharper, but if you have these, they will still work. They will still work just fine. So these, the black ones will work really well, and a smaller size just so you get a smaller hole, because it is actually quite a thin fabric. So a size 70 or 80, there's like a 70, 80, 90 in this mix pack in the vinyl needle. So the smaller size would be fine for that. And if you have any more questions around this fabric, feel free to put it in the comments and I will do my best to clear that up. And I will just continue wearing this as I show you the other beautiful things that we have. So we have some wonderful knits, some really fun ones, hedgehogs. And I've had this conversation with someone before, because hedgehog prints actually don't come out all that often, but they always come out from European suppliers. And somebody's like, is this like, do Germans really like hedgehogs? Like, I've heard this somewhere. Somebody asked me, I'm like, well, I don't know. And then I was thinking back, I'm like, I think Germans do really like hedgehogs. There is a thing. I think there might be a slight obsession with hedgehogs. Also, I don't know. Like, I know there's porcupines here in Canada, and I've seen porcupines in Ottawa, in our neighborhood. I don't think that I've ever seen a hedgehog. I'm sure they live here as well. I don't know. Maybe you tell me. But I know we have a lot of them in Germany. Like, back home, we always had a lot of them. And I know we always made sure in the fall to leave some piles of leaves, because they would live in that for the winter. And then you would always see the hedgehogs but I digress. Hedgehogs. These are the cool hedgehogs. So they're all wearing some sort of hoodie and sunglasses, and I think they're really fun. And they're printed on this beautiful French terry, and like each of them is about just about up to my knuckles. So that's 1, 2, maybe 3 inches tall. So fun. Number 1. Number 2, my personal favorite of this release are the crazy chickens. You know, I've been having a slight obsession with chickens this year. I don't know why. Maybe it's the age thing. Maybe at my age, you just start liking chickens. I don't know. But then these chickens came along, and they're the super crazy chickens. And I am borderline obsessed with them. I mean, how good are they? And they're so vibrant. This one even has like super bright blue eyes, then the red eyes. Like, I love them. I love them. And this one is printed on a they call it jogging sweat. So it's really thick and fluffy. So you can see that in comparison to other bolts, see how thick this bolt is for the same amount as the French terry. You can see how much more lofty this is. So if you've been looking for sweatshirt fabric that's a little bit thicker, even thicker than our soft sweat, then this, like the jogging sweat, is what you want to look for. They are generally, the thicker they get and the more fluffier, they're not as stretchy unless they're alpine fleece, because the alpine fleece is just made a little bit different. But so these are not as stretchy. They have about 25 to 30% stretch. So any hoodie that's not too fitted will be perfectly fine, or something with a zipper, or joggers. I love making joggers out of this because it's not so stretchy. I find the really stretchy fabrics, they wear out faster in the joggers, at least on my kids. Might be different for other people, but this is so fun. So fun. The crazy chickens. Next up, another super colorful one. This one. It's, I can't remember what we called it. I think it's Rainbow Galaxy, and has all of these swirls and super vibrant colors on it. And then you have like the little stars in the back. I think this is going to be a really good one. And I don't know if you remember the hoodie that I made for my kid last year for back to school. We chose something that was similar to this. It was like a galaxy, like purple galaxy kind of print. And then we did a vinyl character that he really likes that we appliqued onto the sweater. And I think something like this also lends itself to it. It's just, instead of having just like a solid background and then doing the applique, just looks more two-dimensional, I guess. This way it just makes it more alive. So I think putting something on this, like even I don't even know, like a spaceship or any anime character, and like really like a nice a kuromi on there would be really nice. Not that I have a kuromi because that's licensed. So, but you get what I mean. This would look really cool with anything embroidered or applique on it. So this is also French terry. And then we have one jersey because this is going to be great for transition season. So this is a really nice jersey, and I'm holding it upside down, but you get the idea. It's a nice stretchy jersey. So if you made like an A-line dress or a t-shirt out of it, you can easily layer that with some of the, like with a cardigan out of these darker colors. So if you had this as your base t-shirt, let's say, and you made a cardigan out of this teal or like this deep plum or this the darker ochre caramel colors, I think that would really make an outfit that you can wear through this transition season, especially since, you know, in the morning you're a little bit cold and in the afternoon it still gets pretty warm. At least here it does. In Ottawa, I'm definitely an onion, and they do say that we're going to have a warmer fall. So maybe this is the solution for layering. And then last but not least, in the fabrics, I do need to show this because the sweater that I showed last week that I made, my leopard sweater, that fabric unfortunately is gone, but luckily I have another one for you. So this was the sweater. You remember, if you didn't see it, this was my leopard sweater, and this fabric has sold out, but look at that. We have another leopard sweater. So this one I think would be equally as amazing in this sweater as that one. So with this one, the background has like a pink and an orange, but it would look so sharp making this as the sweater. Black cuffs and like a black zipper would look really, really sharp. So if you still want to copy that sweater, but you missed out on the last leopard, this leopard is it. And we might have a couple other leopards that you maybe forgot about in our French terry section. So definitely make sure to look at all the leopards that we have there. Now I'm going to get to some of the knitting projects because there's so many new magazines that just came out in the last week. I think there's 3 new Lana Grossa pattern magazines that came out. Not all of the patterns are translated yet, but I did choose 2 that are absolutely fantastic. So number 1, I will start with, where is it? Right here. This, as we're staying with the ponchos, this poncho sweater with Gigante and basta. Actually, the basta is only on the collar, and the rest of it is all Gigante. And the Gigante is an alpaca blend. It is, I'll tell you exactly, 70% alpaca fine and 30% poly. So the poly really is the base yarn. So if you were to look at it, the base yarn will be the polyester, but all of these hairs is all of the alpaca. And look at how fluffy this Gigante is. We have 4 colors of that to choose. There's like this purple and caramel. There's this caramel and ochre. This one, so nice, caramel and teal. And then this warm color with a beautiful chocolate color and these almost rosy and blush and peachy colors in it. So there's 4 colors to choose them. Look how massive they are. And there's 2 sizes. The smaller sizes, I think you need 3 of these. The bigger size, you need 4 of these. And I think this is going to be a fantastic project to wear. I'll show you again how cozy this looks. And I bet this knits up really fast because it's knitted with a size 7 and 8 millimeter needle. I think that will be great for winter. And then second one, which is the one that I'm kind of thinking about, is this jacket. Also knitted with 2 yarns, with the Airy and the Picasso yarn. And the way it's actually knitted with knit stitches and slip stitches, creating this pattern. How cool is that? Because if you look at the cuff here, you can see the secret that it's actually, you always knit 2 rows with one color and then 2 rows with the other color back and forth. But because of the knit stitches and slip stitches, you create this pattern. So the Airy is the one that's a solid color. And then the Picasso is the one that has color gradients. So you would choose 2 of those. I'm just going to show and we have so many colors of Airy. I just brought a couple of them. So there's some beautiful I wanted to say beautiful neutrals here. There's some beautiful neutrals. I think there's one. I think there's a black as well. So this is the like the beige, light gray, dark gray. And then I brought some of these colors, but there's so many more. So I brought these ones to show you. And this is also an alpaca blend yarn. So we have 42% baby alpaca, 40% cotton, and 18% merino extra fine wool. So all really soft things. And so now I'm thinking, which colors am I going to choose? So you could do something like this, more of a tone on tone. So this would be the Airy number 17 and the Picasso number 11. These two together. Or I think this one together. Oh my goodness, how nice will that be? So this would be Airy number 6 in this beautiful olive green, and Picasso also number 6. So 6 and 6 together, because this has these maroon colors, but it just has like a hint of that green in it. I think this would be a really nice combination. Let me show you a couple more. This is obviously a very Mimi combination. Look at that. But I think this would also, any of these would also look great with a neutral. If you don't want to have it as colorful, with a neutral like this or a neutral like this. Like all of these can easily go with a neutral color. So now this Picasso is green, but then it has like this really bright Kelly green. So I could absolutely see that with a gray or any other neutral. Or if you are a very colorful person, I do think that this would look absolutely fantastic as well. I like it. And then last but not least in the Picasso is the Picasso number 3, which has the blues, if you peek in here, almost like purple inky blues, and then this really bright blue also with the neutrals would be really nice, but also just with another blue would look really good. There's just so many combinations. Like I think I could make combinations all day. So if you're not sure which combination you want, feel free to either come in and mix and match them yourself, or send us an email and say, well, I kind of like the Picasso number 3. Can you send me some pictures or suggestions of which solids would work the best? And I can absolutely do that. So those are the 2 knitting projects for this week. I also want to remind you that next week, September 13th, on the Saturday, is our Saturday open house from 10 to 4. And there will be some amazing sales. Like we'll have our bargain bins, we'll have some mega sales. I'll just give you a sneak peek of some of them. So there's one of these, we'll have these packaged up, which is like 50% off of this yarn. We also have sweater sized bundles, but this, so you're like, what am I gonna do with this? So last year I made this. Mind you, this one is made with the confetti, but the confetti is the same thickness as the flamey, just that the flamey has thick and thin sections to create more of a texture than this one. But you could do a hat like this. Like I calculated, you could make 2 hats probably out of one of these. So that's why I packaged some of them to have 2 of the same and then one contrasting. Would be super cute. You could make a cowl, you could make a little scarf, or if you get more than one of these packages, then you can make bigger things. It takes about 8 to 10 to make a sweater. I made a really beautiful sweater last year. I'll probably have it here to display. Then we have some of our, we have some trim surprise packs for like literally dollars, and there's gonna be other things that are dollar deals and 50, 60, 70% off items in our grab bin. So definitely come and see us next week. If there's anything left over afterwards, you will probably see those online. We also do have deals on sewing machines still. We still have a handful of some display machines that are available for great deals, and we have an amazing package deal on the embroidery machine. So if you've been looking to get an embroidery or embroidery combination, embroidery and sewing machine, you definitely do want to see that. If you want to know more about the deal, you can also email me or just come to the store and check it out. if you ever wanted to come in and try one of our machines, as long as you give us a 1-day heads up so we can make sure that it's set up for you and that we have everything ready to go, then you're absolutely welcome to play and we'll walk you through it. I think that was it for today. And again, if there's any more questions that you have, just put them in the comments of this video and I'll make sure I'll respond to them as soon as I can. So all of these goodies will be available to you tomorrow, Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you're super inspired to get sewing or knitting. Thanks so much. See you next week. Bye.